Winchester Planning Board meeting. We are being taped. We are being recorded, rather. We don't use tape anymore. We're being recorded via WinCam and by Zoom this evening. Let's see. Let's go through a roll call of our members. Sally Dale.
Present.
I Ching Scott.
Present.
Kurt Spring.
Present.
And that's all we have at the moment. We're also joined by our recording secretary, Nancy Folcari, our town planner, Brian Sikelli. And so today we have a very abbreviated schedule or agenda. The majority of it will be in executive session during performance review, evaluation, annual review of our town planner. But to begin with, we will have a few updates and we will be approving some planning board meeting minutes. So why don't we go directly to the minutes? And we had considered these at our last meeting, and there was one phrase which was the board could not remember what the context was. And Brian, I think it's at
Yeah, Nancy actually viewed the recording again.
Yep.
And I have the email. I can bring that up.
Yeah, if you could just scroll into minutes to that to the sentence in question, which is, I believe, is it on the next page or the page after?
It's the top of page 4.
Okay, way at the end then. Thank you. Oh, sorry. No, I'm wrong. There we go. And so the question the board had was the 10-story building. No one could remember whether we said that. And then Nancy did the research, as Brian pointed out. And Brian, if you want to pop up what Nancy found.
Sure. I just need a second for that. But it was basically had to do with the idea of zoning in general. The fact that it's a 40B, it didn't matter what the zoning was. It could be 10 stories. That was kind of the conversation, is that it wouldn't matter what the zoning would be. But let me get the exact wording that Nancy found. Okay. We'll do a new share. And okay, I went back and listened to the recording. It surfaces at 2 minutes 19 on the timeline, or I guess that's 2 hours 19 minutes. It was while discussing the options and pros cons with the competing key criteria of affordable housing versus repaying the property costs. This is for Washington and Swanton, right? Before Cheryl suggested keeping the priorities of the RFP and seeing what the developers propose, and mentioned that a 10-story building, for example, is not allowed on the site. Diab then said, well, the site is not really zoned for any of this type of development. That's why they're doing a 40B, and that a 10-story building, in theory, could be possible. So I agree that Diab's comment is true, and obviously that he said it. So this is where it is.
Okay, so I think that in the only change then that I would recommend for the minutes is the word acceptable be changed to possible.
Okay, let me get.
Because I think that we were all the word acceptable implies that we agree with it. And I think most of us would agree that a 10-story building at that location, well, I don't want to speak for you, but for me, I don't think that's a good place for a 10-story building. So I would say that with a 40B project, a 10-story building would be possible, is how I would amend that. And how does the board feel? Everybody says okay?
Yeah, it's okay. I just want to make sure that people who read the minutes, not always sensitive to the context, would understand that technically speaking, it's not like the planning board discussion.
Yeah, maybe it's just with the 40B project, local zoning can be overridden and therefore a
Even
10-story, therefore even a 10-story building could be possible. Yeah, I mean, I think that was the point. Right?
Okay, so the language, I think, why don't we take that language, which is, I'm going to write it down, with a 40B project,
Local zoning is overridden, so theoretically a 10-story building
so
is
theoretically
a 10-story building is possible.
10-story building is possible. Okay, so I have that, and if I will send that to you, Nancy. And if that is the only amendment that we need to this, is there anything else we need?
That everything else I think was fine on that, if I remember correctly.
I think I had one about 1 to 20.
Oh,
That-
yeah,
that's
but
the
that note was already, that note was already given to Nancy.
right,
20.
and the other note that was given was on the top of page 3, where Mr. Tebenkin said something, and we inserted the word clear space.
The 15 feet.
Clear space.
Yeah.
Okay,
That was,
So-
yep.
with those 3 amendments, is there a motion to approve the minutes for, Brian, could you please scroll to the top? I've already.
January 4th. January 4th.
January 4th, 2022, as amended.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, Kurt Spring,
Aye.
E. Jean Scott,
Aye.
Sally Dale,
I
and
Need 5
Deirdre
minutes
says
in a meeting.
aye as well. So that motion passes. Yay, we're caught up with the minutes so far. Okay, so why don't we, any quick updates?
No, there's
Well,
another.
no,
one.
there's still January 18th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is executive session though, so I'm wondering if this is actually not supposed to be reviewed.
Yeah,
That has
that
to be
should-
that has to be reviewed in executive session.
Yes, okay,
So
so,
then
let's-
this is then the Tuesday, January 18th meeting.
right,
at
So,
7
yeah.
p.m.
okay, right, sorry. Any comments on this one?
So I had comments on page 2.
Okay,
So the goal, it's under number 4, public hearing, PB discussion, first bullet. And the goal to present at Springtown meeting and prior to town elections.
Yeah, that doesn't make my, this is not, I think it's the, Springtown meeting. It's definitely not Springtown meeting. It's the annual election, the annual town election. So
Yeah,
goal,
I was confused by this too.
yeah, so the goal is to come to a decision, to make a decision prior to
prior
town
to town
election.
elections. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll amend that. And Sally, will you send that to Nancy?
Yes.
Thank you.
So the first bullet would say the goal to make a decision
Yes,
prior
To
to
town
town
elections.
elections. And then the 4th bullet says that the developer needs to finalize the plans in the next 2 weeks. And I think finalize is.
Yeah, that's not,
open to
that is not the right,
interpretation.
yeah.
yeah,
That's a
so,
word.
so what is the word we're looking for? I mean, we wanted a stable set of plans.
I would say that to, not to finalize the plans, but needs to respond to the planning board's comments and have a revised set of plans within the next 2, I think it's just a revised
But
set of plans in the
update.
next thing. Yeah, no, update to the plans in the next
Well,
2.
but the key point was that we would have a stable set of plans which would go out to all the different committees and reviewers so that it wouldn't be a moving target for their review. And
So
somehow,
January 18th was 2 weeks ago. More. So therefore, we can speak from the rest, the view of the future, looking back now and say what we wanted to happen.
Well, my
Yeah.
my concern was that there would be a stable set of plans which everyone would review, so everyone would be looking at the same set of plans. And so that's what I recall my concern at that meeting was.
I think maybe, yeah, it's really just the developer circulating the revised plans, and so that everyone's looking at the same set. So I think,
Okay, so
yeah, this means the developer needs to recirculate the revised plans in the next 2 weeks, and that's
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll call that.
Wait a minute. Now, hold on. I'm second guessing myself here. Wait, this is from January 18th.
18th, right?
No,
There's
that's
not. No. This is January 18th. The idea is that everyone's already looking at those set of plans. There's no new revised set.
No.
The idea is that there would be an approval or a denial based upon this set.
No, because we wanted to get a revised set of plans. January 18th was the first meeting that we had in December with the plans after they revised them from December. And we wanted to get a new updated set of plans out by February 1st so that everyone would have several weeks. And so January 18th was when we did actually give
You're right. So it was the February 1st. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the February 1st that so I stand corrected. Yes.
So what should it say?
It should say this means the developer needs to recirculate, recirculate revised plans in the next 2 weeks.
Well,
Which
if they're
was
revised,
for
we
the
don't
February-
recirculate, we just circulate.
Well, or I mean, yeah, but
Or
the whole point is
deliver, I
that,
think, because they delivered it
it's-
to us and we circulated it.
yeah, it's revised. The whole point is that it's revised plans for the February
Okay,
1st meeting. That's what
revised
it-
plans.
for the February 1st meeting. So
Just as a point of curiosity, did that happen?
Yes.
February 1st? Yeah, I mean, those are
Okay.
those were the plans that were in your February 1st packet, were
Right,
the
okay, good.
revised plans
Roger.
based upon all of those meetings.
And
And then I had another question in the next paragraph, recounting Mr. Tebenkin's comments. And it says here in the last, second to last sentence after the semicolon, there are 3 options for the Mount Vernon residential entrance facade. And also, okay, so that's the part I said, and I asked, really? Were there?
yes. The Mount Vernon entrance had the Art Deco-like roof shelter coming out. It had one without that with a replication of those angled metal-like features on Converse. And then it had another one where it was essentially brick going back up.
Okay.
And then on the Mill Pond side, were there 3 or 2? I can't
I
remember.
think
There were 3. There were
was 4.
3.
I think there were 4 total. There was one with recessed and not recessed balconies, and then one with sloped and non-sloped, like more of a, for the Mill Pond side, more of a, it was a more, it was more of an angled roof that was.
No, I think the facade really was the one where there was like a 3-story and then there was a 4-story of the rounded, we're talking about that corner.
Oh, okay. I thought you were,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So there were 3 options for that. There's the one that was full height, and then there was one that was taken down, and there was one that was sort of like angular but taken down.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's helpful. And then the last sentence, I just wanted to correct it to say, he noted the height at the 5th floor roof is 61 feet, 8 inches. It makes it more precise.
Right. It's not the bottom of the 5th floor. It's really the top.
It's the
yeah.
height at the 5th floor roof.
Okay, so did he include the parapet?
No, the parapet's above this. This is
Yeah, the
61.
parapet adds 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. But
Okay.
So it's the top of
So
the 5th floor.
I'll convey
roof
that
is-
to Nancy.
Mhm. So this is If that's it, this is the 18th.
Yep.
And then, a question on, this is Mr. Chen. Where the sentence, it's the third sentence, it says, there are two places where the view can handle the full
Four-story height.
The elevation facing town hall successfully looks like a 3-story townhouse. It actually looks like a set of 3-story townhouses. The
Okay.
elevation
Okay.
and
Well,
no,
the question is, did he say that, or did he say a set, or did he say it looks like a 3-story townhouse?
well, maybe it doesn't matter. We should just leave it the way it is then.
No, I'm just, if this is a quote from him, I know we think it looks like a set of townhouses, but what did he actually say?
Well, we don't want to take the time to go look at the tape right now. So should we just mark that figure, look up and come back?
I personally don't know that it's,
It
I don't
doesn't really
think
matter. It's fine.
I don't think the edit is important to this.
No, and then, okay. And then, oh, I know, at the bottom of page 2, and then at the top of page 3, there's 2 references to option 3 on the Mill Pond retail entrance and option 1 on the Mill Pond retail entrance. Oh, and these are just comments. I see. You see on page 3, it's the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there's a number of people who, so these are all of our comments as we went around the room,
Right.
but they're not associated with any one person, so.
Okay, that's good. You can just leave it. It's not a contradiction. It's just a summary of comments.
Yeah,
That was all I had. Thank you.
okay, so with those amendments, is there a motion to approve the minutes of January 18th, 2022 as amended?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote. Kurt Spring,
Aye.
Eaching Scott,
Aye.
Sally Dale,
Aye.
and Dia Juria says aye. So those are approved. We will handle the executive session minutes later. Those
You can
Were those
handle
in
them in executive session.
in executive session, were those in our packet?
Yep.
Okay, that should not have gone into our packet.
I think it went into just your packet, but not
Okay.
the public packet.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to ask.
Also, Mr. Leaf is here. And didn't know if you wanted to open up the floor.
I just, Mr. Leaf, is that we are about to go in executive session. I hope you're not disappointed.
Not at all. My presence is benevolent. I'm actually sort of representing the board of the Chamber of Commerce, and they've sort of, with a new president this year, Ben Albiani, I think there's going to be an effort for the various chamber board members to be more active in our efforts to help the chamber. And so, not surprisingly, Chris Mulhern and myself have been tasked with just more monitoring the planning board and the zoning board happenings relative, specifically to the CBD, just kind of trying to keep everybody informed on the progress of the Commerce Place projects and the various other projects that you're all dealing with. So it's really more just, the chamber meets usually once a month, and it's just a way for me to report back to them about meetings that people at the board might want to attend, or just tell them what's going on. So I think
that's great.
As best as I can, I'll be listening in, and I think Chris is, more involved with the zoning part of it. So he might, I don't know if he's going to be listening in on the planning board, on the PB meetings as well, but hopefully you'll see me just listening in, waving hi, and eventually you'll see me for some of our projects, I'm sure, as well. But that's why I'm here.
I think that's great. I think when we have I think when we have any updates at some point, we might ask for some updates from the chamber to try to foster more communication. in
That would be
general.
great.
So-
Everybody,
so,
everybody
yeah.
would, yeah, they would welcome it. And
Awesome.
I mean, I think you all know this, but there's a huge, I think there's a huge concern for the brick and mortar, for the store owners in town about parking and how all of these projects affect parking, both, just, the MBTA project and just everything. So everybody's pretty panicked about the loss of parking short-term during construction, and then long-term, just kind of the net gains and the net losses to parking. So there's some concerns, probably pre-COVID, but now I think COVID has just made all of the store owners, especially, they're just all between a rock and a hard place.
Well, this is great. I think that you got the better board. I'm not being biased here, saying that we're a lot more fun than the ZBA. So welcome.
Thank you. I agree.
So we will see you in the near future. Excellent.
Brian, is it appropriate to add Richard and Chris to any distribution lists that you have?
Yeah, so I actually contacted Susan Gill yesterday. So I think she added both Chris and, thank you for saying that. She's doing the same thing. I gave her the same kind of information, and so she's got us on the regular. It sounds like she mails out typically on the Friday before with the agenda.
Yeah, it's always the Friday before the
Yeah,
Tuesday meeting
she
with
sent
the
it.
agenda and the packet. So
Yep.
if you're on that distribution list, that's perfect. So
The
Great.
next meeting is a
Fine.
week from today.
I'll see you there. And then
Yep.
awesome.
thank you very
Excellent.
much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night. Okay, bye.
So at this point, we are moving to our executive session part, and this is for evaluation purposes. So we will need a roll call vote to go into executive session, and we will not be coming out of it. So anyone who out there in TV land, this is the last you'll see of us this evening. We will close our meeting right after we close executive session. So roll call vote, please, to enter executive session. Kurt Spring.
Aye.
Yi Ching Scott.
Present, aye.
Sally Dale.
Aye.
And Dee Jury says aye as well. Brian,
Right. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna put WinCam. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to you, WinCam, for the evening.
bye, WinCam.
But bye, WinCam, and I'm gonna put